let's get our top 3 going. Let's wrap up. Weirdos, Misfits, and Underdogs.
93 Joe Carter sent it to the sky. Number 3 on my heart, tears won't dry. Game 7 memories, Raptors took flight. Now we grounded again, another long night. Springer swing, echoes, Mariners stay the trend. But hey, Klick, through it all, we're still friends. Gut punches hurt, but we rise, we defend. The game keeps rolling, love don't end. Klick, we're still friends, no matter the score. Through heartbreaks and dreams, we still want more. Klick, we're still friends, this bond won't bend. Season's over, but love don't suspend. Da 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 da. Seattle storms brew, but the sun gon' shine. Every pitch, every hit, just part of the grind. Springer's ghost haunts, yeah, the bat still swings. The loyalty's a tune and forever it sings. Joe Carter's blast like a comet on the rise. Game 7 scars written deep in the skies. Blue Jays, Raptors, we bleed the same hue. Klick, this love forever true. Klick, we're still friends, no matter the score. Through heartbreaks and dreams, we still want more. Klick, we're still friends, this bond won't bend. Season's over, but love don't suspend. La da 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 da. Klick, we're still friends, no matter the score. Through heartbreaks and dreams, we still want more. Klick, we're still friends, this bond won't bend. Season's over, but love don't suspend. La da 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 da
Amazing.
93 Joe Carter. Kawhi Leonard.
George Springer.
George Springer. That mother always when he was with the Astros. Anywho, I will say that Toronto is one of my favorite cities, period. So I'll leave it at that. But sports teams leave me agita. So, but beat the Dodgers. That's all I care about. You know what? I'm going to let that slide this time. I'm going to let that one slide. So Klick Health, number 3. Y'all are underdogs. Toronto, New York, Philly, London, Singapore, Sao Paulo. Let's talk a little bit about the indie spirit at scale. How do you manage that? Because that's a hard thing to balance.
Yeah. Is Rich not here? Is he?
He'll show up when he shows up.
He's supposed to take lead on all of these questions.
Nah, it's okay. We'll get him. Yeah. Let me send a link to him and see if I can get him in. So, but you know what? Bail him out for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yay!
Hey!
We lost power.
Oh, you lost power. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I had no power.
And then he froze.
In and out. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, you know what? We'll just bail him out, Glenn.
Yeah.
Cheryl, bail him out.
You're up to that.
It's actually a big focus on a lot of what we're doing right now, because we are, as you mentioned, scaling and going global. And it's interesting. I've been at Klick for 26 years now, so I don't know. I only know Klick.
You only know Klick.
And a lot of what we hear is the difference between us and indie and versus not actually comes from Rich. Do you know that this isn't how people do it? Do you know that this is how different we are? And I'm like, I have no idea. We were just following our instincts 26 years ago.
Yep. Yeah.
Glenn, one of the interesting things is that so many people who come from big holding company agencies and things like that, or other networks, one of the things I say to them all the time is your first 3 to 6 months working at Klick is like your detox. You have to like, you have to, you don't even realize how you've been programmed to like ask permission for everything, or do things that take a really long time, or
Wait
even
4 weeks to get a pencil.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll never forget my first like couple of months at Klick. I wanted to do something, so I did what I had been trained to do at a holding company, which is I created a presentation. It was like a 30-page presentation, created all the finances, how is it going to pay back? When's it going to pay back? All of those sorts of things. And I went to our two founders, Aaron and Liram, and I was with Glenn, and I was like, hey, I have this idea. I want to do this thing. And like Liram held up his hand like this in the first like minute. I was on like page 2, and he looked at it and he goes, yeah, go do it. This is why we hired you. And I'm like,
My God.
that's it. It's approved.
Yeah.
Like I can go do
It
this.
shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. Right. And he goes, no, it makes sense. It's like, I get what you want to do. Go do it.
And we trust you.
And it was just like such a refreshing, like, thing, as someone who, as I really only worked at big holding company agencies, like pretty much my whole career,
Right.
That doing something where they sort of gave you the responsibility to make the decisions. And of course, then, with that freedom comes a lot of responsibility.
Yes,
right?
it does.
Yeah. So, but it was such a refreshing thing, that, like I looked at my almost 7 years here, and I'm like,
think about what you've accomplished. So, I mean, Glenn and Cheryl have been there a minute. Rich, you've been there 7 years, which is, like a dog year. But it's, I mean, think about even what you were always, it was always an excellent agency. And just think about what you've accomplished in that time that you've been there. The work is, I mean, it's incredible. It's always been great. But you keep finding these new levels. So how do you inspire the team? And this is for all three of you. How do you inspire the team to keep moving?
Well, I look, it starts at the top, right? I mean, our founders, when I first met them, they basically said to me, what's it going to take to be one of the best agencies in the world? And I knew when I met them that they wanted me to say it's going to take 2 years and like this and this and this. And I actually said it's going to take 5. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna have to have a plan, and we're gonna have to hire like some really great people, and win a lot of new business that'll allow you to do new things. But what I found was actually, so I put together this 5-year plan, but what I found was that a lot of the base was already here. There were a lot of great people here already. There were a lot of great accounts that were here. There was already this entrepreneurial spirit. There was already this bias to action of like, let's make shit happen. Oops, could I say that? I can say shit, right?
We don't fucking
okay.
care.
Right. Okay. so like there was so much here that was good that, it was like filling in a couple little things here, doing a little tweak here, doing a little tweak here. And we were just started rocking and rolling. And I think, look, Doug, you know this better than anybody. An agency starts having success, whether it be, winning new business or winning some awards or getting some press and recognition, that all of a sudden everybody wants to be on that wagon. Everybody wants a taste. Everybody wants to do it. And then it becomes like, I'll give you an example. One of our medical directors, this guy named Jorge Dorman, literally came to me with an idea. Well, actually came to me and Cheryl with an idea recently. He's like, hey, I saw this thing. I heard this guy speaking about something. I think this is amazing. I think this would be like an amazing idea. Can we find out how to contact this guy and like see if we can make something happen? And like we did, we spoke to the person, and like what this guy's doing is like 5 years away, right? It's not something that's going to happen like today, but all like this idea of this infectious attitude that where people are coming from everywhere. We had an intern who it was a junior, like an intern copywriter who then we hired, became a junior copywriter, who came up with this mind-blowing idea that blew us all away, which is something that we're going to launch in December, I think, Cheryl, right?
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Right? Yeah, right.
The caveat,
but it's like 2 years in the making, right? But it started with like this inkling from this junior copywriter, which turned into this mind-blowing idea. So like it just feeds on itself, and now it's like infectious. Like everybody's coming up with ideas. Like it's like we're beating the ideas off with the stick.
Yes. No, it's
and that's what makes it fun. Right. Yeah. So how do you have success? You have a great base, you have a great plan, you have ownership who really wants to do it. And then you just get out of the way.
You just get out of the way.
You just get out of the way. I mean, let the ideas flow and get out of the way.
Yep.
I tell Glenn to get out of the way all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
My job.
So Glenn and Cheryl, let's talk about the Klick Prize, because that explain it, because it's remarkable. It's amazing.
Go ahead, Cheryl.
Sorry, the Klick Prize?
Yes.
Yeah. So, everyone's been talking about AI, for the last, year and a half, 2 years, since it's gone like crazy. And, at Klick, we are different. It was really important for our team to embrace AI and not be afraid of it. So across the organization, there were a lot of different programs set up to get Klicksters comfortable with AI. So everything from workshops to everyone got enterprise ChatGPT access and question, just lots of different things. And then on top of that, our co-founder Lee Siegel announced on our town hall stage with our CEO Lori Grant. This was in December of 2024. No, December 2023. Sorry, it's this Klick Prize, which was $1 million in prize money for Klicksters who came up with the best AI ideas for healthcare clients, because that's who we serve. And over the course of the year, Klicksters through various rounds submitted ideas. These weren't final, these were ideas, concepts. Come up with the idea, how does it work, present it, and you could win. And over the course of the year, we gave away $1 million. It went, I think, 3 rounds. That's and great. Then a ground prize. And it was like, for some people, like life-changing. I wish I submitted an idea. I couldn't, I didn't submit, but some people stood up on that town hall stage a year later holding these giant checks for these. Yeah, it also shows you about diversity of thought. We do have a data science team. Right. They come up with ideas all the time. But at Klick, there's this belief that great ideas, and I think Rich spoke to this, can come from anywhere. And you come up with the best ideas if it's open to everyone. And that was an example of that.
Yeah. And the team that won was a cross-functional team, right? Yeah. Sorry. Someone just turned off the lights. I thought we were losing lights. Holy wow. I was a cross-functional team. I mean, there were people from all over the agency as a part of that team. I think the team was like 5 or 6 different people. From different departments.
For us,
Glenn, go ahead, Glenn. I was going to ask you a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. But for us, it really was, and I don't know who said this, but we really believe this, to not be afraid of AI use to get people to use it. And that was everything that we were focused on. And I think ChatGPT just said we are in the top 1% of companies using it right now. Yeah. And we really get people using it, they wouldn't be as afraid of it.
And one thing that I'll add is a lot of those ideas, in particular, the grand prize idea has now actually been commercialized.
Yeah.
So
And that's
you get
perfect.
to see this idea that you
see it
came
come to
up
life.
with and get this team to actually build it. And it's out there now.
Glenn, almost 6 years in your current role as chief people officer. What there's so many things that are I don't want to say merchandise. It's not the right word for it, but there's so many things that Klick does for the well-being of its people, and it's myriad. It's not, it feels like a choose your own adventure a little bit. What are some of the things in your almost 6 years as chief people officer that you're most proud of related to the well-being of Klick's people?
Wow, there's so many. Everything from getting Aura rings in everybody's hand last year at our town hall, just to extend. Everyone says where you can say.
Of course, Rich's is on his middle finger. You're so New York.
Yeah. You were asking earlier about how do you scale that independent culture, and a lot of that is communication, making sure that the organization is aligned to your vision. And we had this idea a couple of years ago, especially with us opening up offices all around the world. How do we make sure everybody's on the same page and hearing the same things and seeing the same things? And we produce a TV show. We literally produce an hour-long TV show every few months that is broadcast live around the world to all of our Klicksters, and we highlight things that are fun, exciting. Like we got a big Halloween party next week, and so the one we're doing next week is full. Everyone's in costume. We have moments where we have Lori Grant talking about what we need to be focused on, but we're also she's not on this call. We're gonna we have a lot of surprises for the organization, but we also talk about our culture. We talk about promotions and why somebody got a promotion, so that they can see what it takes to what type of characteristics they need to be looking towards. So we do a lot of things like that, and that's that entrepreneurial spirit that Rich was talking about. Like, I've got an idea. We should do a TV show. All right, let's get her done.
No, I love that. Can I offer up a Halloween costume idea?
Sure.
There you go. Yeah, you get creative.
I love it. Yeah.
There you go.
He's the best mascot in sports.
Well, that's the one thing I will say that the Flyers suck, but we do have a good mascot. Rich, final question for you.
Yeah.
First health agency ever to be agency of the year at the One Show New York festivals. What does that mean to you and to the team?
First of all, I think it's insane in some ways that a health agency is competing at that level, right? I mean, we take incredible pride in winning those two awards, because it means that we have been doing it right for now a couple of years. Because at the highest level, like I think of great independent agencies. Like I go back to the days of like Drogo when it was independent, or Wyden and Kennedy, and like even here in Toronto, Rethink and like I look at those
Zulu Alpha Kilo,
exactly.
It's like a buffet.
Right. I mean, Service Plan in Germany. Like I look at the list of incredible independent agencies. I mean, obviously some of the indie members from indieagency.news, right? There are so many great indies. To be at the top of that list is just humbling. I mean, it is like I can't believe it's us. It's like I'll tell you one thing. A couple of years ago, we were in Cannes, and Cheryl and I were like standing right next to each other when we were I think it was the number 3 indie agency in the world at Cannes, right? We didn't even go to the show. We couldn't get in. We couldn't get in. It's the last night, the film night. We were queued up. We were online, and we couldn't even get in. So we went back to where we were staying, and we were watching it on the live stream. And they're like, okay, independent agencies coming up, and like Klick was the first one mentioned. I think I screamed.
I think you jumped too.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, like all of the hard work, all of the passion, all of the planning, all of those things, it's now in the work.
Yep.
The foundation that had been built over 27 years is, that foundation allowed us to add some other things. So I think it was pride, it was humility, it was disbelief, but it also, only drives us to be like, okay, don't get full of yourself.
Right.
I always say all the time, don't believe your own press.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Can I bring it back to baseball for one quick second? It comes back to, if you think about the Jays, they didn't expect it. They worked hard. And I think a lot of that is the same with indies. We don't expect it. We work hard and we celebrate when we achieve.
All right. I'll give you that.
All right.
Fine. Damn it.
I won't give it to him, Zanger. Trust me.
I know. Before we move on to number 2, I do want to thank our jury presidents, Shannon Jones, Dooley Tombras, Yadira Harrison, Greg Hahn. I just, you know what? I was commenting on this earlier this week. It's just like present company included, Sans sports team loyalty. I'm continually just thrilled with just such great people that are members. I take a look at these 4 and obviously a ton of respect for their work, but I just like them a lot. Similar to you guys too. Congratulations. Number 3 to Klick.